guys. Mark, you're very welcome. Make yourself at home. Dean, how are you? Shane, good to see you again. Nicky, how are you? Oh, well, I know you've a new album on the way, but that's harking back to the good old days.
Yeah, it's actually the B-side of our first single.
Kind of a semi-unplugged version.
It's an unplugged. We've never done it on TV before, so we thought the Late Late, we'd do it on the Late Late Show. All
right, well, we're glad you did. And the new single, of course, that everyone's talking about, it's already, before it's out, next Friday, it's doing well. How is that?
It's really good, actually. We've got, it's the highest pre-sale we've had on a single in about 4 years, so we're really, really excited about it.
You know, it's probably going to be #1 next week.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
No doubt.
Fingers
no doubt. You are now 4. When you recorded that song, you were 5.
Yes.
But you can't get away from Brian. He was in the papers. It's safe to take a lift home from him now, I believe, after yesterday.
So we believe.
No need for that.
Do you still see him at all to keep in touch?
Yeah, we do. We don't see him an awful lot because he's not in Ireland an awful lot, but we still stay in touch an awful lot on the telephone and stuff like that. Shane was speaking to a few days ago. We have him on the telephone every now and again. We all sit around and start chatting about him, and we pick up the phone and ring him and chat away to him, you know. Still, it's important for us to stay friends with him.
Yeah, and he got a bit of a hard time, didn't he, along the way?
He did. I think an awful lot of the media coverage that he got throughout the year, throughout the time when he left the band and everything that happened in his private life, I think they just went really, really harsh on him, and it was really unfair, you know. And it's really hard for us to kind of sit here and talk about it and see what kind of they did. So, you know, it's a bit nasty.
A lot of stuff, of course, being written about you guys at the moment. Diana Ross, a duet, is that so, Nicky?
That's right. Yeah, we have a duet with her on the first album, so or on this album, should I say? So it's that was special because, you know, to come back doing our 7th album and to have something like that. I mean, we've already had Mariah Carey as well, so, you know, to do Diana, you know, just seems to be getting, you know, better. You know what I mean? So
we did a duet with Mariah Carey.
I wouldn't have quite put it like that.
Okay,
So, what's it like to record with a legend, a superstar?
Well, actually, it's funny how we recorded it. Shane and Keane met her at an Elton John party with Louis during the summer, and then Louis kind of chanced his arm, as Louis does, and said, you know, any chance, you know, you do a duet? And Diana said, lovely, yeah, absolutely, we'll do it. So how it was recorded then, we actually recorded our vocals in London, and then the producer flew over and did her in LA. Recorded her in LA. So John, the rest of the lads can tell you the rest of it.
Okay, so separate studios.
Yeah. Separate beds as well.
We weren't near.
Are you going to meet her, Mark? I mean, is that on the cards at any point?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, hopefully, it's obviously very possibly going to be the Christmas single this year, so she's going to hopefully come over here and do some promotion, do some TV shows, might even get on the Late Late.
Maybe, I'd love to have her on the Late Late, because it is going to be the Christmas single.
At the moment,
you're going for your second Christmas #1.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, that'll be fun. What's this? I don't know which of you knows about this, because Louis may not confide in everybody, but I read in the papers that he's going after a Michael Jackson duet for you guys.
Chancing his arm there as well, I think.
No, I think Louis could get Elvis Presley if he chanced his arm.
He tried hard enough.
But is there any? I mean, he's asked, has he?
Why not? I mean, he has asked. I mean, Louis spoke to their record label in America, Michael Jackson's record label in America, and basically he put us forward as Michael Jackson's making a new album next year, and he's looking for some duets for Europe. And Louis said, obviously, you know, what about Westlife? And they said, well, Michael knows Westlife, he knows their music, so we'll suggest it to him, and it could be very much a possibility. He's done stuff with bands like us before, so, you know, fingers crossed.
Could happen. That'd
be amazing.
Legendary stuff, all right. But, of course, that's if you're around. Again, what I read in the papers, Westlife, if it doesn't happen for you on this single, on this album, it's all over.
No, but there's loads of stuff. For the since we kind of recorded our first album, they've been saying we've been splitting up. So, you know, on our 7th album now, hopefully they've got the message at home and stuff and in the papers. But no, we're very happy in the band and everything's going great. And if this single doesn't do well, well, then we'll hope for the Christmas single to do well.
Yeah, but hopefully this one's already in the bag.
Hopefully this one will do well.
Because it's going to do well. I know somewhere in the building here is Brendan Graham, who wrote You Raise Me Up with Rolf Loveland. That's right. He of Secret Garden. Himself and Fionnuala Sherry are Secret Garden. You had never met him, though, Mark, until tonight.
We never met him till tonight. I mean, obviously we've seen him. I mean, big fans of a lot of the songs he's written, you know, for lots of different things before. And
Rock and Roll Kids.
Oh, a lot. You know, I sung that in a talent competition years ago. I think, you know, I mean, he's very much like something that Ireland are obviously very proud of, you know. exporting kind of amazing songs and, you know, winning contests with them all over the world. And I mean, I think he said this song is being recorded by a lot of people. It's obvious that he's an international talent, you know.
Yeah, what number did he tell you tonight? That you
100.
We're number 100.
Your version is number 100
Yeah.
of the song.
So it's been done a few. It's been done a few times.
Of course. Mark, you've been in the news as well. You decided to. The term has come out.
Yes.
That was your own choice. I mean, no one kind of.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was ready for it and just went for it, you know. And I was happy. I mean, obviously, it took a little bit of time for me to get into that place in my head where I was happy to do it. And finally, I am happy to do it, and I'm delighted that I've done it.
I presume all of those people close to you, kind of, you told before it hit the streets.
Yeah, all my kind of close family, friends, loved ones, all knew kind of quite a long time ago, along with the lads as well. And it was a matter of just letting everybody know and kind of getting that weight off my shoulders of, you know, being able to walk down the street and be myself and be proud of myself, you know.
And was a lot of pressure over the years, you know, when the girls would have, you know, Westlife on the walls of their bedrooms, and some would love Mark and some would love Nicky, and nobody would love Shane. No, I'm only kidding.
I know Shane is
You're picking on me tonight.
But you know what I mean? That you know, were you worried that they might feel in some way betrayed by?
I wasn't necessarily worried about that. I mean, you know, when you're releasing a new single, you worry about what the fans think about it, and you hope that they like it and support it and stuff like that. But this isn't necessarily something that is anybody else's thing but my own, you know. It's something that I was happy with myself, and it is my thing. And to be honest with you, I couldn't let anybody else's opinion on it affect my decision, or affect my kind of pride, if you know what I mean. You know, I'm delighted with who I am, and you know, whether people like it or not is irrelevant, because it's kind of nothing to do with anybody else anyway. But at the same time, I have to say that I'm absolutely delighted with the 100%, literally the 100% support that I've got. I've got no negative reactions whatsoever, if you know what I mean, as of yet anyway. And
are you conscious now that you might actually be, if not quite a role model, you'd be encouragement to people, particularly in rural areas, who maybe might not have the courage to do what you've done, and may get it courage from you now?
It's certainly something that I'd be delighted to think that, you know, I could have affected somebody in that way, and sort of in any way helped them forward to the place really where anybody in that situation needs to get to ultimately be happy in their life, which is to get to the situation where I'm in now. A lot of people obviously get very down about it, and I think that if I could help anybody in that situation by showing that you can do it and get 100% support, then, you know, I think it would make me very, very happy, because obviously I know what it's like to be in that situation. And
you're in a relationship, and the fact that you can say so and, you know, be there publicly if you wish, or if you don't wish to be private about it, has that made a huge difference to your own personal happiness?
Yeah, it means I can literally wake up in the morning and just kind of, you know, take a breath of fresh air and go off and do whatever I want for the day, whether it's go for dinner or go to the cinema or do whatever I want, basically. I mean, that's the main thing. I can do whatever I want. Don't have to worry about a thing anymore. It's a massive...
That there might be someone with a mobile phone with a camera in it going click, click,
basically,
click.
I mean, you know, obviously you don't really care about those people, but at the end of the day, as I say, it's good that I'm in this position now where I was ready to do it, and now I'm happy to...
That you were personally proactive rather than
absolutely, I mean,
a victim in that situation.
Exactly, and I was happy, actually. I can't say enough good words about the press, because they never really hounded me or followed me in that way and tried to intrude. They kind of seem to have let me deal with it in my own time, and you know, it's great the way it's turned out. I'm very happy with it.
All right, I'm glad that you're very happy. Another very happy man, because I met the love of his life, squared, Gillian, and lovely Nicole.
Yeah.
How has fatherhood changed you?
It's made me a happier person, definitely, in the band. Like, you know, it's a very kind of proud moment, I think, for anybody to become a father for the first time. But, you know, it's definitely been the best 3 months of my life. She's 12 weeks old tomorrow. So, you know, and she's watching now, backstage there somewhere. So
she's as good as gold, I have to say.
She is, yeah. She's great. She's very quiet, actually. We've been very lucky. Like, you know, last night she slept for 9 hours straight. So that's brilliant, you know.
People say Westlife.
Everyone goes, oh my God. No, but honestly, yeah, she's been great. The last couple of weeks, she's really sleeping well, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. But you'll be on tour next year. You'll be touring the new album with a few of the old hits thrown in.
Yeah.
Will that be separation?
It will be to a certain extent, but you know, it's part of the job. Unfortunately, you know, I'm going to be away a bit, but you know, we have a place in London as well. So when we're over there, she's spent half her life in London at the moment, So, you know, she'll stay over there with me and be fine.
I'm just looking at you, Nikki. I know you're broody.
Yeah, jeez. It's hard not to be. Yeah, it's. I mean, we're growing up thick and fast. It's mad. We started this. I was 19.
Yeah.
Now you're 27, like.
That hurts. You know, I was 27.
Supposed to say
no,
that.
Nikki's feeling bad about
on Sunday, and the lads haven't let me live it down at all.
It's 30 soon.
Don't worry, there's a lot more to come after that. I can tell from personal experience.
Yeah, but no, it's she's absolutely beautiful, and yeah, myself and Georgina would, you know, I think, you know, the time is definitely coming closer. You know, we're watch this space.
Watch that space. But no news anyway for us tonight.
No.
News and what about yourself? Time to get cut and carried?
You asked me this question last year, Pat. I know you give me the same answer again this year. Not yet.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, myself and Jolie are very happy, and it's something that will definitely happen for us and down the road. But you know, we're 2.5 years
The
together.
pair of you in action together.
Oh, Jesus, the stare of that picture. But yeah, we're very happy together, and you know, she's a great girl. I love her to bits. But I
You're
think
not going to rush your fences.
Exactly. We're 2.5 years together now, so another 2.5 years maybe.
Right. Well,
Keegan has a 5-year plan, you see.
5-year plan.
It's a 5-year plan.
You know what's going to happen? You're going to get a slap later on if she's in this town.
No, she's in bed asleep because she's making a movie at the minute and she's doing night shoots. So.
All right. Well, look, mentioned the single earlier. You raised me up.
Yes.
Well, will you do it for us?
We will, of course.
Will you get yourselves organised over there?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you very much, guys.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Pat.
Nikki and Shane and Keen and Mark. Thanks a million. It's great. Okay. All right.